Hey folks, how you all doing? Crossdust6 here. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Klaus Kellerman, I hope your mum gets better soon, buddy boy. I really do. I was watching one of your latest videos and you were explaining that your mum, bless her heart, has had a fall and she ended up in hospital and you've had to drop everything and go to be with her and your family. All the best, mate. I hope she makes a speedy recovery. I really, really do. And if you're watching this video, then please, would you do me a favour and hop over to Klaus Kellerman's channel and like and subscribe. He needs all the support he can get at the moment because his poor old mum, bless her, has had a bit of an accident and he's got to be there to try and help her out. So we can help Klaus out by going over there and liking and subscribing to his channel if you haven't done so already. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with today's gameplay. We're on the T28 Prototype on the assault map of Karelia. I really like this map. It's a great map, Karelia. I love it. But the assault mode, now I don't know whether you noticed this, but generally when you get in assault mode, it means if you're on the green team, it generally tends to mean that you've got to defend the flag and the red team is going to push towards the green team and try and take said green flag. And it never ever goes like that. It never ever does. They all just disappear on some lemon train, as you can see here. They all disappear to one side of the map and they think, oh, okay, now I just want to shoot something. Just want to shoot something. Don't care what it is. I've got to shoot something. Oh, it's a blade of grass. I'm going to shoot that blade of grass. That'll do. Defend the flag. Defend the flag. It's an assault mode. Defend the flag. That's what you're supposed to do. Not just run off to shoot something. They'll come to us. I mean, if you look down the one line there, you got one tank that's pushed all the way out there on his own. But he's obviously John Rambo, and he can handle it. So fair play to you, mate. Well done, you. Let's see how long you last for. But I guess we've all done it, haven't we? Where we've just run out there and we've not really looked at what type of match it is. I suppose if you did, you wouldn't run out there, would you? But we've all been there, we've all done it. It's called map awareness, if you didn't know. Look at the bloody map. Gives you a bit of a clue and tells you what you're supposed to do. And you wonder why you lose games, don't you? You wonder why you lose a game when all the team just go in one direction and you think, well, you're not supposed to be doing that. You can shoot plenty of things if you just sit in a defensive position and they'll come at you. And it makes it far, far harder for them to try and take the flag because there's 15 tanks with 15 guns all staring down at anybody that's trying to push forward. Who am I? What do I know? I know nothing. You think I know nothing? I tell you, I know nothing. And the state of things today, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? We're over here in Blighty. We've got a so-called fuel shortage. Well, we're not short of fuel. Apparently, we're short of the drivers that transport the fuel from the plants to the forecourts, the petrol stations, or the gas stations, as you guys over in the US would say. People are crazy, aren't they? I was looking at it in the local news, and some woman had got a couple of Volvic bottles. You know the old little bottles, plastic bottles that you got water in. She's obviously gone in and bought a couple of bottles of Volvic and then poured the water out into a bin at the side of the forecourt and then filled said bottles up with petrol. And there was one where some woman was pouring petrol into plastic carrier bags and wondering why they were leaking all over the place. Yeah, I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, this is the truth. This is the truth. And there was some guy putting a plastic bag out and he was pouring petrol into this gasoline into this plastic carrier bag and it was leaking all over the place. So he opens the boot of his car and he takes out a wicker basket and he puts the plastic carrier bag into this wicker basket at a petrol forecourt. And you think, you're not the brightest spark, are you? You're not the sharpest tool in the box. Putting a plastic carrier bag full of petrol into a wicker basket and then putting it in the back of his car and thinking that he's going to make it back home again. And how are you going to put it into your car? How? Because people panic. And I've never understood this. There is not a shortage of fuel, but people, unfortunately, just look at media far too much and take everything as gospel. And a lot of our government, well, I mean, don't start me on that. Please don't get me on my perch about that. They're about as much use as a chocolate teapot on a hot sunny day, and they put all this stuff out saying, "Oh, we're gonna employ the army on the streets. We're gonna get them out, and they're gonna be driving tankers, and we're not short of fuel. You don't need to panic buy." It's crazy, isn't it? It's like this COVID thing when that first started, and people were rushing out and buying toilet rolls. Now, excuse me, but I never ever thought COVID went up your ass and it caused you to shit all over the place. So therefore you would need extra toilet rolls. And there's people posting on media sites that were just cupboards and cupboards full to the brim of toilet rolls. And then strangely enough, there was a toilet roll shortage. But don't worry, they were working on time and a turd. It's people, honestly, people are as thick as mince. They really are. They're as thick as shit in the neck of a bottle. And it makes no sense to me why these people have to panic so much. You know, and there's people with like 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and they're going in to fill up, and then they're taking these massive great big containers in and trying to fill them up as well. All on the say-so, somebody says, "Oh, there's a fuel shortage." People just baffle me. They absolutely baffle me. I don't know what it's like around the rest of the world, but I'm told, well, on social media, of course, the place where everything is truthful. I'm told on social media that it's because of Brexit. You've got no heavy goods drivers. No, it's not. It's not because of. What about Italy, America, Australia, Germany, France? They're all suffering the same problem. Oh, it must be Brexit then. It's all down to Brexit. Yeah, okay. And of course we've got these baboons' arses, and that's the only way I can describe them, who are currently blocking off the motorway, the M25 motorway. If you don't know what the M25 motorway is, if you're watching this from abroad, M25 is a ring road. It's a motorway, a massive great big highway, effectively, that goes around the outskirts of London, and it's a major arterial route for transporting of goods and people getting on with the day and going to work and all that kind of stuff. It's normally like a car park at the best of times, and now you've got these baboons that have decided to just sit in the carriageway because they want every home in the United Kingdom insulated. Really? And this is where we're at. This is where we are on this planet. Is people sitting in the middle of a motorway because they want every home in the United Kingdom insulated. I'm waiting for the next James Dyson entrepreneur to come forward and say, "We've got cows that are emitting too much methane gas. I've just invented a cork that will fit inside of said cow's arse." Look, these people seriously need to get a life. Why don't you get on a flight and go over to China and try doing all that over in China? It's funny how they never ever do that, isn't it? And China happens to be one of the biggest polluters on the planet. But how many of these protesters, these suffragettes, rush over to China to protest over there? Hang on, in the last year, let me think about this. This is going to be a really difficult one for me. None, zero, zilch, nada, nil, diddly squat, because they know that the Chinese don't give a shit, and they wouldn't be seen for a long time to come, if at all, ever again. But they feel free to sit in the middle of a motorway in the United Kingdom. You couldn't make it up, could you? You just couldn't make it up. Anyway, we've got 2 tanks left. We've got the Hellcat, who's just down there in front of us. Can we take him out? Stay there. Yes, there's one. So it just leaves ISU 152, and he got a decent shot in at me earlier on, so I'd like to get a nice little shot back at him. A bit of retribution, if we can. And there's 3 of us against him, so we should have that. And there he is there. So let's see if we can get a shot into him, and that'll be the end of the game. Back up, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Stay there. There we go. And the game is won. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Please remember, I know I haven't got the biggest subscriber ship in YouTube or followers, but please go to Klaus Kellerman's channel and like and subscribe and leave a little message if you could. But anyway, guys, we did not too bad. Made a little bit of cash. Came second. Till the next one, have a wonderful day. Take care. Remember, hit that like and subscribe. Till then, bye-bye.